All right, let's break the story first right here on Times Now as we are getting the Enforcement Directorate, which has summoned Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren in relation to the illegal mining case, where the Enforcement Directorate, which is continuing with its probe into the illegal mining case in Jharkhand with its crackdown that is focused on the JMM party, which makes up the current dispensation in the state. And this is for the first time as we are looking at the Chief Minister now, who has been summoned for questioning. The Enforcement Directorate summoning Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren in a money laundering probe revolving around the illegal mining case. The heat has been on Jharkhand Chief Minister, that has intensified even as the raids that had been taking place on of his close aides as well. Let me straight away go across to Bhavtosh now. Bhavtosh, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand being summoned by the Enforcement Directorate.
Yes, Amita. In fact, he has been summoned and he has been asked to appear before the Enforcement Directorate Ranchi office, and he has been summoned in the case of money laundering revolving around illegal mining, which in fact started in May when raids and searches happened at an IAS official's premises, Pooja Singh's premises. Pooja Singh's was arrested, and then subsequently it virtually opened a can of worms, and there were many arrests that took place, including Pankaj Mishra. Now, Pankaj Mishra and others were arrested. There were local representatives who were arrested, and large amount of machinery as well as assets were also seized. Now, there were prosecution complaints that have also been filed by the Enforcement Directorate, in which what ED had said was that in a very organized manner, illegal mining was taking place and is taking place in Jharkhand. And for the first time, the sitting Chief Minister has been summoned in this case, and this would have not only a direct political ramification, but obviously BJP will also some question as to why Hemant Soren is still ruling in Ranchi when he has been summoned in a case of money laundering. Now, Enforcement Directorate has said that this entire case has proceeds of crime worth at least 400 crore rupees. There have been bureaucrats who have been arrested in this case, people close to Hemant Soren. They have been questioned and arrested in this case. The case, according to Enforcement Directorate, revolves around a case that was initially registered revolving around Manreka, and then subsequently when the investigation started in May, Pooja Singhal was arrested, and then raids and searches.
Of the BJP is with us on the phone line. Sir, आप क्या कहेंगे? ईडी की जो जांच जारी है मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग के केस में, पहली दफा एक सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर को समन भेजा गया.
See, the ED is yet to officially confirm this, but see, this is the new India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, where however high you may be, the long arm of law will get to you. And if you look at the sequence of the event, the chronology of the event, the chief ministers, all the close people associated with chief minister are either being summoned or they have been arrested and been put behind the bars. Can you imagine the quantum of the illegal mining scam that has taken place? Just in one district, ED has estimated it to be 1,000 crore. That's in Sahibganj. So we just think it's a normal procedure of the ED. Whenever they come across proof, people are summoned and accordingly action will be taken. So no political things should be, or any angle should be associated with it.
Right, sir. But the BJP has been saying it since the beginning, because this government needs to step down. But there has been a lot of show of strength that has been also put forth by the JMM leaders, and even when it comes to his allies as well in the state of Jharkhand, sir. This has been happening right ever since the investigation began.
See, I mean, I cannot understand why the JMM leaders or the Congress leaders are afraid of the investigation. If the ED has unearthed a big scam running to the tune of around 15,000 crore in the entire state, and they're questioning people, bureaucrats, the contractors, and now even the politicians, they should be welcoming it. See, if you have not done anything wrong, no agency in the world can frame you. But if they are running away from the investigation and if they're calling it a politically motivated decision, well, the truth is there for them to see. I mean, we all know what has been going on in this state since last 3 years. It has been a rampant case of total loot and total money laundering. And ED has actually summoned all the close associates of the Chief Minister, including his man Friday, who was his MLA representative in his constituency too. And he has also been arrested. So based on certain inputs, if the CM has been questioned, has been called for questioning, I mean, the people should welcome it. This is the law of the land,
Right.
however high you are.
But
Right.
Mr. Dio, as far as the tug of war that has also been ongoing between the Chief Minister and the government, and also between the governor as well, because there was a certain Office of Profit case that is still being investigated against Hemant Soren, and that was a point that even when it comes to his disqualification as MLA, that was the decision was to be taken by the governor. But that also hasn't happened. That has led to even further escalation of ties within the two.
See, the governor has set an absolutely fantastic example by seeking a second legal opinion. When he is not entitled, or when the constitution doesn't stipulate for such a opinion. But they say, justice should not only be done, it should be done in such a way that people know and understand that justice has been done. That's why the governor has taken a second opinion. And although the first opinion is not there in public domain, we all know what the first opinion was all about. So, they should be welcoming the governor's decision. It's also said justice Harid is justice Bharit. So the governor is taking all considerations, and a second legal opinion, then the JMM should not be saying anything. Because governor is not bound.
All right, Mr. Dio, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your point of view. The BJP first reaction coming in, they have been saying that as far as the JMM is concerned, the Chief Minister must welcome the probe if he is clean, and should welcome and be a part of the ongoing investigation. Bhavtosh, coming back to you on that, what is the prosecution saying?
Well, the prosecution has said that this illegal mining would not have continued in the state unless there was some kind of political patronage given by the current state dispensation. More importantly, they have found in some way Hemant Soren's office, and as well as Hemant Soren connected to this entire illegal mining scam. Remember, there are several seizures that have happened, huge amount of cash that has been seized. If I can just show a part of this prosecution complaint, there were a bank, in fact, passbook that was seized during raids and searches which of Hemant Soren that directly connected Hemant Soren with Pankaj Mishra. Now, there were bank passbooks that were seized, as well as other documents that were seized that connected one of the accused with Hemant Soren, and there were other articles as well as documents that also connected Hemant Soren with Pankaj Mishra. What the ED is saying is that they have found evidence to an effect that this entire racket could not have run unless the state was providing some kind of protection or some kind of backing to the illegal mining that is taking place. Having said that, opposition would obviously say that there is an attempt being made by BJP as well as centre to make sure that that the opposition ruling states in many ways
Yes, because that time it was also, as far as the Operation Lotus charge that was leveled against the BJP at the point when even Hemant Soren was closed on leaving on even his MLA's status, and his disqualification was something that the matter was taken up at that point in time. But Bhavtosh, even when the Enforcement Directorate that started with this investigation into... All right, Mr. Tanuj Khatri of the JMM is with us. Let's get a first reaction from the JMM. Mr. Khatri, your Chief Minister has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate, sir.
ये इस तरीके की जो अखबार के आप लोगों के माध्यम से जो भी खबरें आई हैं, जो जिस तरीके की जो भी चीजें सामने आएंगी उसका उसी तरीके से जवाब दिया जाएगा। कानून के अंदर में सबको अधिकार है बातें रखने का, और जहां तक केंद्रीय एजेंसियों की बात है तो ये किसी से छुपा नहीं है आज की भारत में किस तरीके से उसका दुरुपयोग हो रहा है। जो लोकप्रिय नेता है विपक्ष के, उनको डराने के लिए, धमकाने के लिए लगातार गलत इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है, और इससे झारखंड में अछूता नहीं है।
तो क्या चीफ मिनिस्टर हेमंत सोरेन पूरा सहयोग देंगे जांच एजेंसियों के साथ? निश्चित
रूप से कानून के अंदर में हम लगातार सहयोग ही देते आए हैं। बिल्कुल सहयोग, क्यों नहीं सहयोग देंगे, बिल्कुल सहयोग करेंगे।
नहीं, क्योंकि पहले जो आरोप लगाए जा रहे थे ऑपरेशन लोटस, ये सब कहा जा रहा था पहले, फिर गवर्नर के साथ भी थोड़ी इंटेंसिफाई हुआ था, जिस तरह से एस्केलेशन हुआ था उनका। अगर एमएलए डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन की बात करें तो ये तो पहले से ही चल रहा है।
नहीं, वो देखिए दोनों अलग चीज है। जांच एजेंसियों का सहयोग करना, एक जिम्मेदार नागरिक भारत के अंदर में हर एक नागरिक की ये कर्तव्य है उसको सहयोग करना। और जहां तक आप ऑपरेशन लोटस की बात कर रहे हैं, ये तो किसी से छुपा नहीं है किस तरीके से विधायकों को खरीद फरोख्त करके सरकार को तोड़ा जाता है, बनाया जाता है। महाराष्ट्र के अंदर में रातों रात सरकारें बदलती हैं और सुबह 5 बजे शपथ दिलाई जाती है। तो दोनों अलग अलग चीजें हैं, दोनों का जवाब हम देंगे।
लेकिन ये जहां तक अगर बाकी जेएमएम लीडर्स की भी अगर हम बात करें जो काफी करीबी माने जाते हैं हेमंत सोरेन के, जिस तरह से पंकज मिश्रा की भी बात हो रही है, जब रेड्स हुई तो पासबुक और चेक मिले हैं, बताया जा रहा है कि उसमें चीफ मिनिस्टर साहब का सिग्नेचर था।
अब क्या है नहीं है, ये तो सारी चीजें सामने आएंगी तभी पता चलेगा।
चलिए, तो जांच पे पूरा सहयोग देंगे मतलब चीफ मिनिस्टर।
बिल्कुल।
चलिए खत्री जी, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। सो द जेएमएम देयर questioning the timing and leveling as far as political vendetta charges are concerned against the central agencies. But Bhavtosh, coming back to you on that, because when it comes to the prosecution complaint equivalent to a charge sheet that has been filed in the special PMLA court, what has been the federal agency saying as far as recording the statement of other JMM leaders?
Well, so far, what has happened in this case is that people close to Hemant Soren have been arrested, or people, or one can say aides of Hemant Soren have been arrested. And there was a point when Hemant Soren and his office had completely denied these charges, and in fact had threatened media that if his name is linked with anyone who has been arrested in this case, then he will make sure that that some kind of criminal case is filed. But it's true that since May, Enforcement Directorate had carried out several raids and searches in cases of money laundering connected to illegal mining case. The first arrest that took place was arrest of Pooja Singhal, when huge amount of cash was seized from the residence of a chartered accountant who was directly linked to Pooja Singhal. Pooja Singhal was arrested. Around 17 crore rupees of cash was seized. Subsequent to that, ED had carried out raids and searches in which political representatives of Hemant Soren were arrested, and then there was a case in which toll collection was being done from various places in Jharkhand. These toll collections that were taking place were also directly linked to illegal mining. Then there were seizures of various vessels as well as vehicles that also were linked to illegal mining. Now, what ED has said is that the total proceeds of crime could be upwards to 1,000 crore rupees. They have also seized large amount of illegal cash that were lying in various bank accounts, which was around 100 crore rupees that ED has in fact calculated, and they have submitted all this document in court. But the big development happened when they had submitted a prosecution complaint in this case. If we can pull out one of the pages that we have access, that page clearly showed that Pankaj Mishra, when he was raided, his raid led to recovery of a bank passbook, which in fact was of Hemant Soren. Now that clearly establishes a link between Pankaj Mishra and Hemant Soren, and that could probably be the reason why Hemant Soren has now been called in for questioning. Now, what ED has said in its prosecution complaint, if we can just show that document clearly showed that Hemant Soren has some kind of a relationship with Pankaj Mishra. And for the first time, Hemant Soren will be called in for questioning. And ED's prosecution complaint clearly mentions this. If I can just read that, a sealed envelope containing a passbook and 2 checkbooks containing 2 signed checks bearing number 004718, 004719 and 31 blank checks bearing number 004720.
So to substantiate investigation as far as the aides who have been raided, as far as the other witnesses as well, on that very basis, the Enforcement Directorate that started its investigation into the alleged money laundering case that happened on the 8th of March on the basis of the FIR that was registered in the Sahibganj district against many of those people who are said to be close aides of the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, who has now been summoned by the ED. Bhavtosh, for the moment, thank you very much. We'll continue to build up with more reactions on this big story after a short break. Stay tuned.